Yeah, got a show for y'all. Got a damn good show. All right, so in this interview, Megyn Kelly actually rips Jake Tapper's nuts off in his podcast interview. Yeah, because that book he's selling, right? Yeah, she calls out how he never called out Biden's cognitive decline, but he wrote a book on it. So she totally rips his nuts off in this interview. And look at this guy's face. He's like, man, he got his nuts chopped off. Hey, but before we get to today's video, don't forget, got a new giveaway, a Ram Diesel 2500, $10,000 in cash. Get in and win. Go to my website, officialhorsetwins.com. Pick up you some damn good coffee or some methylene blue I'm sipping on anything on my website. And you get automatically entered to win. All right, check this out.
Well, it wasn't just that, though, Jake. It wasn't just that. I mean, you sat with him a couple of times in the course of his presidency, and these issues were not pressed. Well, there was at least that time, and then there was the time at the beginning. And but separate and apart from that, you covered the Biden's presidency. No. Let me just finish my point. You covered the Biden presidency.
I had one interview with him
and it was 13 days after the Jackie Walorski thing. But you covered the Biden presidency aggressively throughout the 4 years, and you didn't cover mental acuity hardly at all. I mean, time and time again, when issues came up, you seemed to be running cover for the president. You didn't seem interested. Well, I mean, we'll start with the Laura Trump issue that you referred. Here it is. This happened in 2020.
Joe Biden, as we all know, has worked to overcome a stutter. How do you think it makes little kids with stutters feel when they see you make a comment like that?
That's crazy.
First and foremost, I had no idea that Joe Biden ever suffered from a stutter. I think what we see on stage with Joe Biden, Jake, is very clearly a cognitive decline.
Okay.
That's what I'm referring to. It makes me uncomfortable
you have
to watch somebody on stage
this is so amazing.
You're trying to tell me that what I was suggesting was
I think that you were mocking his stutter. Yeah, I think you were mocking his stutter, and I think you have absolutely no standing to diagnose somebody's cognitive decline.
And it's very concerning to a lot of people that this could be the leader of the free world.
Okay.
That is all I'm saying. I genuinely feel sorry for Joe Biden.
I appreciate it. I'm sure it was from a place of concern. We all believe that. Laura Trump, thank you so much.
Yeah, he's condescending, right? Patronizing her. Yeah, he's condescending, patronizing her, and he's running cover for Joe Biden. Yeah. Joe Biden's been in the public eye for what, 40 years? Mm-hmm. Show me videos of this man stuttering 10, 15, 20 years ago. Yeah, he might misspeak, but everybody misspeak. A stutter's like, that's a stutter. Yeah. He didn't have a stutter. And a lot of people, when they was pointing out his cognitive decline, knowing now his prognosis that he's been diagnosed with cancer, I'm thinking this dude's been on chemo. And what we see and his weird behavior, I think that's chemo brain because he's on chemotherapy because he aged very fast and became very, very frail. Yeah, he did. I think it's chemo. Mm-hmm.
Apologize to Laura Trump now?
I've already apologized to her. I called her months ago.
And what?
How about apologizing to the American people instead of writing a book about it? That's like the ultimate grift. Yeah. Yeah, it is. It is. What
did she say?
I mean, I don't want to disclose the contents of a private conversation, but I thought the conversation went well. And she has said this publicly, so I feel fine sharing it. She said that she would never mock anybody's stutter. But I mean, after we did the research for this book, and I realized how bad his acuity issues were.
Oh, come on. You knew the whole time. Yeah. Well, he's pushing his book. He's a capitalist. He's trying to make some money. Anybody with a brain could see that dude was declining by the minute. Yeah. You could see the hourglass. There's just a little bit of sand left. Yeah, and I'm just speculating here, but I think it's chemo. I have nothing to back that up. I'm just talking out of my ass right now, but I think that's chemo. Something to do with his treatments and stuff. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I called Laura Trump and I said you were right.
She was totally right. That's the thing, because when I watched that clip, and I'm giving voice to what a lot of people watching the show are feeling, Jake, I feel angry because she was right. And not only did you not allow her to make her comments, but you seemed to try to humiliate her. You had a hostility toward the position, but she was totally right. And then you lectured her on how she was in no position to diagnose cognitive decline.
But he's in the position to say he doesn't have cognitive decline. Right.
Which you guys do at length including on page 4 of your book. You describe at length his cognitive decline, which is all she tried to do with you. But you had such a visceral reaction to her. And my feeling is that's because you didn't want to hear it.
No, I'm happy to talk about this. I didn't come here thinking that you weren't going to ask me about this. So I'm happy to talk to you about it.
No, I know.
The first time I saw the coverage of Laura Trump's comments, which were interpreted as her mocking Joe Biden's stutter, was in January 2020. I read it in conservative media. I read it in the Daily Mail. And that's where I saw that her comments were being interpreted that way. After those comments were publicized, it got a lot of coverage, and Sully Sullenberger wrote an op-ed in the New York Times criticizing her about this.
Okay, so he's placing blame on everybody else. You're supposed to be a journalist. You're supposed to be objective and independent. Right. Yeah. So his argument is, I was brainwashed.
So that's the context for that, that I was following up on a story that had been out there months before. This is also in the context of October 2020, a very intense time. People on the Biden side are saying crazy things about Trump. People on the Trump side are saying crazy things about Biden, including Don.
Everything they were saying about Biden and his crew, everything you were saying about Trump was a total lie, and you know all of this. Right.
Jr. suggesting that Joe Biden is a pedophile. So that is the larger context. But as I said, her comments have aged well. My comments have aged poorly. I own that. But I think what is significant is, in addition to me owning that, the reporting that Alex and I have done, which is beyond just, and when I say just, I don't mean to diminish it, but the comments of Joe Biden making gaffes, saying things stupid, tripping, are all important and all deserved to be aired and all deserve scrutiny. But as you know, Megyn, because even though you look 30 years younger than me, we're roughly the same age, Joe Biden has been saying stupid things for decades.
Why don't y'all vote for him? Why don't y'all cover for him then? He's been saying stuff for 50 years, but not like he has the last 8 years. Yeah. And he actually failed going up the steps, not once, not twice, not 3 times. That's the reason why he was falling and he's saying these stupid things and making these weird faces. Yeah. It's some kind of treatment he was under. Yeah. And I think it's for the C. Yeah. And him getting lost on stage. Yeah. Dude just turned around and look like he's trying to shake a ghost's hand. Yeah. chemo brain, man. I'm telling you. Yeah. I saw that in my mom. So yeah, I speak from experience. But this guy's such a...
Okay, I get what you're saying, but this minimizes it too, because it was more
I'm not
than
minimizing.
The time to report these things was when he was president. Yeah, yeah. If you're a journalist, well, if you can make a lot of money right now about that book, yeah, you make a lot of money. Think about if Trump was doing all those things. Mm-hmm. You think he wouldn't cover it? Oh, he'd be covering it. Trump's been saying crazy stuff for 50 years. I didn't think none of it. He'd be covering it and simultaneously be writing a book about it. Yeah.
Stupid things. But I'm telling you, over here in my ecosphere, we were covering all of these. It wasn't just falling down. It was getting lost. It was some of the stuff you report in your book, we knew and we were reporting on, like the multi-jump cuts in the videos of him, where it was obvious he couldn't get through a 1-minute take. So they had to use those. It was clear to us that he was using teleprompter, and there was some reporting on that at the time, all of which the White House was denying. Now, with the current White House.
I remember that video. He damn near killed himself on a bike trying to get off.
I have some connections with the Joe Biden White House. I had none, but you did. You did. And so while you've been in Washington 30 years, Jake, you and CNN have White House connections, but there was no effort, none, to get to the bottom of this. And now for you guys to write this book, there was a cover-up. It's like there was a cover-up and there was an attempted cover-up. It could only ever work if you allowed it.
Yeah, it was obvious, too. Yeah. It's obvious. And it's crazy. My conspiracy theory that he was on some type of treatment, maybe chemo, and the crazy thing about it, they put him on that bike. Yeah. That's elder abuse. Yeah, his wife is, that's I think that is a horrible woman to know your husband's going through these things,
Yeah.
to see him making a fool of himself in front of the whole world.
Because of the treatment he was under.
Yeah, because he's almost 80. And it's like, I think she cared more about being the first lady and getting her airtime
Yeah.
than her own husband. These are horrible people, and you covered for them, which makes you a horrible person. Look, you're writing a book trying to profit off of it. The ultimate grift. All you people suck.
Yeah, like suck really bad.
I'm glad she castrated you in this show. She actually ripped your nuts off.